A skateboarder doing something crazier than Evel Knievel? That's ridiculous. I hear you say, but it's true. In 2005, Danny Wei stunned the world by leaping over the Great Wall of China on his skateboard. If Wei, who had previously leaped out of a helicopter on a skateboard and built a 7-story ramp, wasn't already the Knievel of skateboarding, this certainly sealed the deal. He had a custom ramp built around the tallest portion of the Great Wall, since, jumping the lower portions wouldn't cut it. The ramp was tall enough that the top swayed in the wind. During a practice run, he accidentally broke his foot, but instead of getting surgery right away, like a sane person, Wei wrapped his foot to prevent it from swelling and jumped the wall anyway. On his way down, he rolled onto the ramp, and everyone's heart skipped a beat. He not only jumped the Great Wall but performed a breathtaking 360, thus conquering it like a Mongol. Brian Deegan is the original bad boy of freestyle motocross. He practically invented the sport when he ghost rode his bike across the finish line in celebration after winning the 1997 LA Supercross. The American Motorcyclist Association disapproved of this stunt, and he was fined for it, but the crowd ate it up. Deegan then teamed up with Larry Linkogle to form the Freestyle Motocross (FMX) team Metal Militia and soon began dominating the early days of FMX competition. Despite still nursing an injury he received from the prior Winter X Games, Deegan entered the 2004 Summer X Games FMX Best Trick competition. With his punk rock attitude, he launched toward the ramp and shot into the air, performing a jaw-dropping 360-degree flat spin. This dangerous maneuver combines a backflip with a horizontal rotation. This stunt is tough enough to pull off when healthy but nearly impossible to do when injured.
Because we know Nate Adams is going to be trying the same trick a little bit later. Watch how flat Deegan was, not really totally flat. Will Nate be able to outdo that? The bigger question is, will that 360...
In 1996, Seth Inslow technically broke Evel Knievel's long-distance jump record. During the filming of the FMX video Krusty Demons of Dirt 2, Twisted Metal, he took his Suzuki and jumped from one desert dune to another, traveling a distance of about 60 meters, 200 feet, breaking Knievel's record of 43 meters, 141 feet. However, he crash-landed onto a crowd of people and bikes. Fortunately, no one was injured, but since Inslow crashed, the record didn't count. Knievel crashed at the end of his jump, too. However, in 2006, a gathering of FMX riders arrived in Queensland, Australia, for the Night of Records. This was a FMX event where a few riders would attempt to break Doug Danger's record of 77 meters, 251 feet. Danger had since broke Knievel's long-distance jump record. Seth Inslow was scheduled but had to back out after injuring himself during a practice run. This gave Metal Militia founder Larry Linkogle a chance to break the record, which he did by jumping 78 meters, 255 feet. He was the new world record holder. For a whole couple of hours. On that same night, FMX rider Trigger Gum, as if he were a rocket soaring to the moon, flew an incredible 84 meters, 277 feet, on his motorcycle, shattering both Danger's and Linkogle's records in a single night. In 1967, Evel Knievel saw the fountains at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas and knew jumping them would be the ultimate thrill. If he could pull it off, he would forever be a legend. So he organized the jump with the casino's CEO through some clever social engineering by posing as a fake corporation, Evel Knievel Enterprises, even going as far as making calls to the CEO claiming to be from ABC and Sports Illustrated to organize the jump. On December 31, 1967, Knievel, after a shot of whiskey, jumped the fountains and landed on the ramp but came up short. Knievel ended up crashing, breaking a shopping list's worth of bones, and spent 29 days in a coma. In 2006, as a tribute to his childhood hero, Mike Metzger, the godfather of freestyle motocross himself, wowed a crowd of spectators when he backflipped his 100-kilogram, 220 pounds, bike over the fountains at Caesar's Palace, somersaulting 38 meters, 125 feet, through the air. No one in their right mind has ever jumped London's historic Tower Bridge. That was until an early summer morning in 2009, when FMX rider Robbie Madison, Maddo, did exactly that. Tower Bridge was shut down by the police and moved to the raised position to become the world's deadliest ramp. If Maddo were to fail, he would have been in serious trouble in the dark waters of the River Thames. He took his 120-kilogram (265 pounds) bike and not only jumped across the raised bridge but performed a backflip during the jump. This wasn't an ordinary backflip, either, because as he rotated around, he let go of the bars as if to taunt the Grim Reaper himself and say, "Hey, Death. Look what I can do." 9 years after Travis Pastrana stunned the world with his double backflip, Josh Sheehan wanted to push the envelope a little further, by going for 3. With the help of none other than Pastrana himself, they built a custom ramp in Travis's backyard, a ramp tall enough for the bike to gain enough altitude for Sheehan to perform 3 full rotations. With nerves of steel and a lot of guts, Sheehan fired his Honda to life and raced toward the ramp. After launching from the ramp, he leaned back, and like something straight from a Hollywood movie scene, things moved in slow motion as he performed the deadly triple backflip. He touched down safely, threw his bike to the side, and held his arms up like he was the king of the world. He was then mobbed in celebration by the Nitro Circus crew. Time and time again, Robbie Madison has raised the bar in FMX. In 2005, he set the record for longest jump while performing a trick. In 2008, he broke Trigger Gum's long-distance record with a jump of 107 meters, 351 feet. On New Year's Eve 2008, Madison raised the bar to impossible heights. In front of 300,000 onlookers, he raced his Yamaha toward a ramp and rocketed 10 stories into the air, landing on the 12-meter-wide, 40 feet, platform of the Arc de Triomphe at the Paris-Las Vegas Hotel. Maddo now had to get back down, and he wasn't about to take a safe helicopter like some kind of wuss. Instead, he took his bike and simply rode off the side into a 15-meter, 50 feet, free fall. Fortunately, there was a ramp waiting for him to land on and roll away safely. He was just as stunned as anyone in the crowd that he pulled off this incredible, daring stunt and lived.